The 5 Competitive Forces That Shape Strategy, by Michael E. Porter. Narrated by Dr. Tirakat Jaran-Sedison. Part 5.
The threat of substitutes. A substitute performs the same or a similar function as an industry's product by a different means. Video conferencing is a substitute for travel. Plastic is a substitute for aluminum. Email is a substitute for express mail. Sometimes, the threat of substitution is downstream or indirect when a substitute replaces a buyer industry's product. For example, lawn care products and services are threatened when multifamily homes in urban areas substitute for single-family homes in the suburbs. Software sold to agents is threatened when airline and travel websites substitute for travel agents. Substitutes are always present, but they are easy to overlook because they may appear to be very different from the industry's product. To someone searching for a Father's Day gift, neckties and power tools may be substitutes. It is a substitute to do without, to purchase a used product rather than a new one, or to do it yourself, bring the service or product in-house. When the threat of substitutes is high, industry profitability suffers. Substitute products or services limit an industry's profit potential by placing a ceiling on prices. If an industry does not distance itself from substitutes through product performance, marketing, or other means, it will suffer in terms of profitability and often growth potential. Substitutes not only limit profits in normal times, they also reduce the bonanza an industry can reap in good times. In emerging economies, for example, the surge in demand for wired telephone lines has been capped as many consumers opt to make a mobile telephone their first and only phone line. The threat of a substitute is high if it offers an attractive price-performance trade-off to the industry's product. The better the relative value of the substitute, the tighter is the lid on an industry's profit potential. For example, conventional providers of long-distance telephone service have suffered from the advent of inexpensive internet-based phone services such as Vonage and Skype. Similarly, video rental outlets are struggling with the emergence of cable and satellite video on-demand services, online video rental services such as Netflix, and the rise of internet video sites like Google's YouTube. The buyer's cost of switching to the substitute is low. Switching from a proprietary, branded drug to a generic drug usually involves minimal costs. For example, which is why the shift to generics and the fall in prices is so substantial and rapid. Strategists should be particularly alert to changes in other industries that may make them attractive substitutes when they were not before. Improvements in plastic materials, for example, allowed them to substitute for steel in many automobile components. In this way, technological changes or competitive discontinuities in seemingly unrelated businesses can have major impacts on industry profitability. Of course, the substitution threat can also shift in favor of an industry, which bodes well for its future profitability and growth potential.